So that was so cute too, and we all got pictures. I hope they turned out good. It was really cute. Okay, then we went downstream again. We kept going, and as we kept going downstream, it kept getting smaller and smaller, and there were some places where the water lilies and stuff was almost over, and they had to go through and pole through, and the guy had to jump overboard and fix his propeller because it was tied up with weeds, you know. But we went to Tanjung Puting National Park at Leakey's camp, Dr. Leakey's camp. He he put up money for this here research area, and this was Dr. Barudi. She was there. That was where she was, and he gave a grant or whatever they do, and for that we didn't see Dr. Leakey. We saw graves that were maybe a foot tall. There was monuments, a wood, small little monuments carved, and it had faces on them, and it had names in Indonesian. We couldn't read what the names were, but they were like remembrances on how they remembered the orangutan. Some little circles had fierce faces, some had smiling, some had sad, you know, just how they remembered him. Oh, he was a strong person, or he was such a little sad guy, you know. But no orangutans. There was only a Japanese crew that was making a documentary. And, we wish that they would do something. God, he had a tripod there, and he had this camera with the lens was, at least a foot across and probably more. I didn't get up too close. But we didn't get to. They were going to do a documentary for TV for the behavior of the orangutans. So then we went to another place when we were coming back down, and it was another thing we saw. We saw a big orangutan there that was hurt, and he was in a cage because he had cut his arm badly, and they had given him sedatives, and then they'd gone in and given him antibiotic shots, and he was like in his sleep, you know, and he was just laying there, and he looking up and looking at us, you know. He didn't want to move, and his eyes would close, and then he'd look up again. Poor guy, he was sick. Well, he wasn't sick, he was half asleep. Then we went on and we saw Tanjung Harapan Station, another research station. Now we could go there and work. They take people that will go there and work, and you can stay there, and they need a pass built, you know, into the jungle, and I can't get Ralph to go. He doesn't want to cut down trees and dig paths into the jungle. So I guess we won't go there. Now, we saw one small orangutan there, and he was minus an arm. This was Winnie. Oh, so she got along pretty good with the three. The poachers killed her mother. The poachers, that's why all these babies are there, for these crappy poachers. They killed her mother, and then they were slicing the mother, and the baby was still there, and they sliced her arm off, the idiots. So anyway, then they didn't want her, they left her, and the guards were hot on their heels, and they found her, and they took her, but she gets along fine. And then we found out our river was a little muddy. It does have tannic in it, you know, that weed that kind of makes things brown, but mostly the reason it was muddy was we found out because they're doing gold mining up the river, way up the river, and sluicing, and all this clay stuff was coming down. And one of the guides told me, he said, "Do you know why that's so?" And I said, "No, I thought that was the natural color, you know, kind of a muddy color." Now, he told me that the Dayaka, or No, it's a Dayak. It's not Dayak. Dayak or Iban tribes are the end of the headhunters, cannibals that came. They came from Vietnam and China eons and eons ago. And of course for the last 50 years, nobody's done any headhunting or cannibaling. So that's all done. But the villages, the people's descendants are still here. So then what did we do after that? The only thing left after that was then we had a flight to Bar Jamazin over here in Borneo,